to show you a load of variations and different things that you can do with this, different ways that you can redirect it, different ways you can stall, bounce, so on. So if this is for you, please do subscribe so I can make more videos for you. So first of all, we're going to start learning that. So this always starts off with a clutch. So we're going to start off, instead of having a hand in front of us, we're going to move our hand slightly to the back. I'm going to step forward with one foot, a non-dominant foot, and we're going to go over like this, and then we're going to clutch. Okay, so start at the back, draw this over circle here, and kind of stop it over here. So start from 3, go over to 9, and then flick. So this flick happens here, and that's called a clutch. So what we do on from that now is what we're going to do is we're going to have exactly the same thing here, okay? But the only difference with this now is I'm going to come underneath here, but I'm going to aim to have the top of the stick here, there, okay? Not on the top here, but more on the bottom, okay? And from here now, this is what I want you to do, is I just want you to start rocking this chuck, the one that's flopping down at the bottom, and then I want you to try and get it over like this, okay? And from here, yeah, this is going to be knotted, okay? It's pretty tight. You don't want to have long rope because you will lose the friction within it, within this move, and you won't be able to have this tight like this. I'll demonstrate now for purposes. So watch, I'll go here. I have to rotate round twice. If I was going to rotate round once, that's going to happen. So this is why we need to make sure that we have got the perfect rope length before starting this. So here, we got here now, and we got here. So where we're going to go from this first is we're just going to go for a standard V bounce and just get the feeling of the grip on this. We're just going to get a feeling. Remember, you don't want to have the tension too much because this is going to happen. Exactly the same with the long chucks. That's if you apply too much pressure to this. So by that, what I mean is, as I'm going here, I'm pulling really tight. You don't want to be pulling tight. You want to be pulling just enough. You know what I mean? So this stays here. Okay? And then from here now, so we go from the clutch here, around, straight up to the shoulder, okay? So this is the same shoulder as I started off with the clutch. So what we're going to do then is we're going to bring this one arm up, and then we're going to start this, and we're going to bounce in between our legs, okay? So watch, as you go here, this is going to fold straight in between my legs and bounce on my butt cheeks, okay? So that goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this, I do this. I don't necessarily do the bounce, but I use this to pass over to the other side. So I'm going to show you now how we're going to progress on from that and the most logical way you can go. So we're going to start off with the clutch, just like we did before. But instead of going up to the same shoulder as you got this clutch, I want you to move this over to this side. The armpit that's empty, okay? So we're going to bring this up and over, much like we did with the V-bounce. So now what we're going to do, okay, the stick that's in our dominant hand, we're just going to let that go. And as you can see, you can make some nice, neat patterns. As I say, there's a small little cross here at the moment. So what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to show you from this side, is I'm going to take my dominant hand and I'm going to bring this at the bottom here, okay? And from here, I'm going to push this just around my arm. Look. Just around my arm like this. And from this now, we're going to push this forward and then we're going to unravel it, okay? So that then looks like this. Yeah? So now moving on from that, okay, so we're going to make a little bit of a pattern here, okay? So it looks like this. Okay. There's some cool things you're going to do with this, you can do with this, but I'm not going to show you the stuff that you can do with it. I'm just going to show you how you get into it. So much the same as before, we clutch this here, we bring this round. Now what we're going to do, okay, is we're just going to let this fall down, all right? And what we want to do is we want to bring one rotation over the top, but you kind of want to have, you don't want to let this stick rotate like this, okay? What you want to do is you kind of want to clamp down on these two handlebars, yeah? And what we're going to do then is we're going to bring this out, but when this flops over, look, you can get this to balance like this, okay? Now what you can do with this is there's some cool different ways that you can pass, okay, but I'm not going into that. I'm just showing you what you can do with it, like how you get into it, sorry. So from here now, I am going to cover this one here. So that again is very, very similar to the last move, okay? So we clutch, we go into this. We really want this on the top, but then we're going to switch this stick. So we're holding this stick with our non-dominant hand. We're going to keep hold of this stick, because this stick is going to be like the stock, yeah? And we're going to switch and grab this. And here now we've got a semi-automatic machine gun. And then we unravel. From here now, because you can get stuck, I want you to bring this around. So it was here, look. So I'm going to bring this around here, okay? And that is how we end that. So watch, we go boom, 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 grab, 1, 2, outside, and we are out of it. So there are lots and lots of different things that you can do with this, okay? It's not just locking, you know. You can make big straight things, and we can draw circles. Okay, so how I do that, very, very similar to the last part. The only difference is I'm gonna kind of rock this from hip to hip. Okay, and then I'm gonna try and get this rope to wrap around the bottom of this stick. So I'll show you here. So it wraps around. Then I can grab this, because this whole thing now is locked. So I can literally, I can just hold the top and the bottom, and because it's all wrapped, if you have a look. And then obviously we can do the circles. So there's lots more that you can do with this.